Hey guys, welcome to another portion of Straight Talk. Today we're going to look at Galatians Chapter 4, just real briefly. When you look at Chapter 4 is talking about being a child of God and how and what that means. He finished Chapter 3, if you see verse 29, it says, "And if you are Christ, then you are Abraham's offspring, heirs according to promise." So, if you belong to Christ, you're a child of God by promise. So not everybody's a child of God, but if you are, then it's by promise. And he goes on, he makes this transition to talk about how Christ came. He was born a Jew under the law for the purpose of redeeming Israel from the bondage of sin. And so when we think about the purpose of the law and what it did, and we think about today, you and I, if we try to hold on to the law, if we try to live by the law, any parts of the law, if we try to live today by that law that God gave Moses and Moses gave to Israel, if we try to live by that, then the very first time we break that law, we're condemned. So that makes us a bondage to sin. If we're trying to follow the law, we still have a bondage that binds us to sin. Because we're not perfect. We don't live perfect lives. So if I break any part of that law, I'm condemning myself. Or I have been condemned through my actions. And so Paul's explaining to the Galatians church here in chapter 4 that if you're a child of God, if you want to become an heir, that's by promise. By Abraham's promise, not by who you are or what family you're born into or what country you live. It's not Jews, it's not Gentiles, it's by promise. So that makes it open up to anyone. Anyone and everyone can be an heir, a child of God, because it's by promise. Now, as we've talked before, in order for me to become a son of God or a child of God, I have to be obedient to the gospel. That's what Paul teaches in every book, is I have to be obedient. My faith is not faith at all unless it's obedient faith. And so to become a child of God, I have to be obedient to the gospel. And then once I become a child of God, a son of God, now what that means is I'm set free from the bondage of sin. That's good news. And that's worthy of us doing more study to find out more about exactly what that means. But it's great news to know that you and I are not bound to sin, because we're not perfect. We can't live perfect lives. And to try and hold on to any part of that law is to hold on to that bondage. So Christ came to set us free from all of that. So what we need to be doing is celebrating our freedom. Do a little bit more research about how to live our lives, how to become a child of God according to the gospel, according to Paul, according to the Holy Spirit as he guided men. And they wrote these letters for us. Once we find out what it really means to be a child of God, then it can open our lives up to a fuller, richer understanding and a better quality of life as we learn how to treat one another. Hey, listen, that's just straight talk. That's straight talk from me to you.